Melinda, you've lost your edge. That's what my husband Ryan said to me in late fall 2022. So I retired both of my podcasts that I started in 2019 and created the You Have the Power To podcast. This podcast was created to shift my energy and give you the power to shift yours. It combines my vast experience in the 3D and beyond as an intuitive channel, certified life and business coach, mentor, consultant, business owner with my husband Ryan, Ahai 7D practitioner, human design coach, and writer. My intention is that you feel inspired and motivated to believe in yourself and take action today on something in your life and or business that moves the needle towards manifesting your goals and dreams. Now let's do this. Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on this week's You Have the Power To podcast, episode 36. Yay! I just decided I'm going to make this a series. And it's going to be about money. Yes, it's going to be about money. And this first one that kept coming to me, and now all these other ideas are coming to me, is about why we buy. And how it came to me was I've done a lot of work on this. I've done a lot of work on understanding my intentions around buying programs and courses and working with coaches. And I'm going to be really, really honest. It's been a journey. This has been a journey. This has been an evolution. Do I think I get it 100% right all the time? Still, years later? No, I don't think I do. But I want to share this to shed light to people out there that may not be aware of this, or to help you feel you're not alone in this journey and to sharpen your awareness in this journey. So how this all started was back in, let's say like 2020 going into 2021. I heard about a certain coach through someone's podcast who I had been connected with a little bit. That person had been on my podcast. I had been in a couple of her programs, and she had someone on her podcast. And I was fascinated by the person she had on the podcast. Like, oh my gosh, enthralled. And this person was popping balloons and celebrating millions, and the numbers were crazy. And I was so excited for her. And I was like, how the fuck is she doing that? So I ended up buying some of her programs. They were really good. And then I ended up joining her container, her year-long community. And it was a very great experience. I was in the community for 2 years. Absolutely nothing negative about this person. She's beautiful. She's lovely. I've learned so much. But what started to happen was I was like, why am I in this community? Because quite frankly, we're all on a different journey with money. She's just ahead of me, which is fine. That's great. I accepted it. It was part of my whole comparison journey, which is something I talk about in my evergreen program, Supercharger Transformation, which is just $44. You can buy it from my website. And I started to realize why I originally bought from her. And that was because I had FOMO. I was like, what am I missing? So I ended up really coming to terms with that I wasn't buying because of her. I was buying because of the money, wanting to make the money. And I believe she is probably aware of this as a general thing on a large scale collective, because I did see her content shift over time. So, and again, this is nothing about her. She's amazing, like amazing. And it was just one of those things where I was like, oh my gosh. Then the journey continued with having all different reasons of joining different things and buying different things, and sometimes hindsighting myself that I should have made another choice or another decision. But again, this is an evolution. It's always looking at it and going, okay, why did I buy this and where am I going? So now I really feel years later, I'm in this place of owning my own power and making decisions from a different lens. So now I make a decision about buying something from a place of, okay, I'm truly going to be a student with this material, or I'm really excited about what this offer is, and it's from a place of abundance, and I may learn a little bit. That's cool. I may be validated a little bit on something I already feel and I've already taken action on. That's a very important thing to understand the difference between waiting for validation and you already moved. So someone else said something that you also feel and agree with. So they're just like adding like an extra like layer of icing to your thoughts and feelings, right? So very different. Not many coaches talk about that out there. I definitely have been talking about this. So I've really changed the lens of like, why am I buying? And having awareness around this in regards to my money. And I'm going to keep these episodes tight because I know I tend to give lots and lots of codes and things to think about. So I want to keep this truly about understanding the reasons of why we buy. And then I'll dig into some other emotions in other podcasts. But this is about the reasons why we buy. So I'm keeping this like in kind of like a segment. So what I started to realize in this journey is when Ryan and I met, which was actually December of 2006. And I remember that because I have a Christmas ornament with the date. And I'm very visual. I have an amazing third eye and I remember things visually. So anyhow, I can remember this Christmas ornament whenever I forget when we met. And we met then. And when we met, we both talked about how we hated Minnesota and we wanted to move somewhere where it never ever snowed. So we started on that journey. And intuitively, self-led, again, as I've said before, the internet was not out like it is now with all this manifestation stuff. Podcasts weren't what they are now. They were existing, but no one really heard of them or knew what they were. I certainly didn't. And I said to Ryan, okay, so if we're going to move somewhere where it never ever snows, we're going to stop buying winter clothes and winter boots and gloves and scarves and hats and for me cashmere sweaters and a gazillion pairs of black boots. I have so many pairs of black boots. And we're going to only buy things that we can wear when we move. And I would always say to Florida. And we ended up moving to Florida. But at the time I was even open to the Carolinas and other warm states that had access to water so Ryan could fish. And I stuck to that. So from, let's say, 2008 and probably even 2007, because literally when we left Minnesota, our coats had holes in them under the armpits. And this is something I wrote about in one of my books. Either it's Confidence Mastery for Couples or Life and Love Lessons. But our coats and a lot of my sweaters literally had holes underneath the armpits, like in the armpit area, because they should have been replaced. But I was hell-bent on not buying anything that we couldn't wear in Florida. And that was my vision. We stuck to that. Anytime I would go to a store, if I saw something that I liked, let's say a new sweater, like Anthropologie or something, I'd see a new sweater. I was like, nope, I can't wear that in Florida. Nope, I have to pass. I can't wear that in Florida. I was 100% plus unwavering in my purchasing decisions in regards to manifesting moving to Florida. Like there was nothing that could tempt me outside of that sphere, that scope. And sure as shit, December 2nd, 2009 is when I was laid off. And what did I do that day? I'm giving silence for a reason. I went to Target and I bought a bathing suit. I did. I went to Target because Shop NBC is located in Eden Prairie. And Ryan and I lived downtown Minneapolis, which was about a half an hour. It was a horrible snowstorm. Horrible. And I was in a cooking club group. There was 11 of us in a cooking club group. And we were actually having our cooking club meeting that night, the same Wednesday that I was laid off. And it happened to be out in Eden Prairie. So I wasn't going to go from Eden Prairie to downtown Minneapolis and then back out to Eden Prairie. So I went to the mall. I didn't know what to do. I just lost my job. There were 70 of us that lost our jobs the same day. A lot of us went out for lunch together, had a couple drinks, and then people went home. And I was like, well, I've got like 3 to 4 hours to kill before a cooking club. So I went to the mall. And attached to Eden Prairie Mall is a Target. And I bought a new bathing suit. I was like, fuck this shit. I am out of here. It is a horrible snowstorm. It's a horrible blizzard. I'm buying a bikini and I am fucking out of this place. I'm out of here. I'm moving to Florida. And that's what I did. I bought a bikini on the day I got laid off. So if you are working on something, whether it's you are trying to work in alignment with your vision in order to manifest something that you have as a dream or a goal or desire, or if you're just trying to like get better at watching what you spend your money on, I want you to think about like why you're purchasing it. Why? And is it coming from a place of lack or fear or FOMO, like in the case of when I first bought that program from that one coach? And that's just one example. I've done many examples in regards to buying coaching and courses and things like that. But I'll just keep it tight for this podcast. Or are you buying it in terms of like, this is your vision? This is your vision. Are you spending the money in alignment with your vision, or are you doing it for another reason? And let me tell you, not only will you just feel better about your purchases and be more excited because you're going to be in alignment, but you'll save money and then you'll manifest faster because it's all in conjunction. I tell you, this works. I tell you. And this will save you so much money on things that you don't need. You don't need. Like, stop for a second. Why are you buying that? What is it really going to contribute to your life and to your goals? Or is it something that you're like, I'm really buying this out of fear and lack? So I'm going to leave it at this. This is a very big episode. This is truly life-changing. I have never, ever, ever heard someone talk about this in this way. And I really feel that I have so much to share about money. Oh gosh, I have so much because my lessons have been like crazy. And I'll share more about that maybe on the next one. We'll figure out what episode part 2 is for money. So I hope you like this podcast. Please reach out to me. These are things I help my clients on. These are the blind spots, people. These are the patterns that need to be broken. These are the things. This is the work. So if you are ready for next level results, if you are ready for true transformation, if you're like, yes, I've been stuck. Yes, I want to move forward in my business. Yes, I want to start a new job, a new career. I want to start a business. These are all the things I can help you with. I am 52. I have a shit ton of experience and I love sharing. So reach out to me, melinda@melindavanfleet.com. You can check out my website, melindavanfleet.com, and let's connect because you know what? You have the power to as well. Thanks for listening. Bye.